Very interesting night, of course, in the freaking Champions League. Arsenal go away to Sporting Lisbon and absolutely smash them 5-1. Could have been 7-8. Arsenal with like an absolutely dominant performance, ridiculous. You want to call it crazy? One of the best performances you can think of. Whatever, right? One of the best away performances you have seen from Arsenal ever. Saka stars, Gabriel phenomenal, Martinelli scores, Havertz scores, Trossard scores. Saka was the man of the match in my opinion, and he won man of the match. Odegaard was scintillating. But then on the other side, the other team from England that played today, Manchester City, believe it or not, and we're going to talk about the game, 3-3 after leading. If I tell you that this would happen before the game, you would tell me you are absolutely crazy, and you wouldn't believe me until you see it with your own eyes. 75 minutes, Man City 3-0 at home at the Etihad against Feyenoord. Final whistle, Man City drop 2 points, 3-3. Believe it or not, individual mistakes, tactics, whatever you want to call it, we'll talk about it. But before we go and talk about both games, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about Arsenal? Are they back? Let me know in the comments, is there a comeback for City from this? 6 games on the bounce without winning. 5 of them losses. They're going to Anfield on the weekend. They dropped below the 8th in the Champions League. They lost to Sporting Lisbon. They drew to Inter, my team, at the Etihad in the first game. Now they drew at home to Feyenoord. What if Man City continue and they don't make the top 8? And they're going to have to play playoffs. But that's a different story, though. Because the whole team is freaking stressed. And we're going to break down the team, and we're going to break down the game, and talk about everything, and talk about Arsenal as well, and see what happened in the Arsenal game, and the technical players, the Sakas, the Odegaard, how they completely made it look like a walk in the park in Lisbon, in Portugal. Playing who? Playing Sporting Lisbon. One of the best strikers in the world. Gyökeres at the current moment on form, made to look so mediocre that some Arsenal fans are saying, well, I don't think we need Gyökeres. I think we're all right. Keep him away from our club. Are they right? Are they wrong? Let me know in the comments, though. Do you still, as an Arsenal fan, would you like Gyökeres at your team or not? Let me know. Because a lot of people, it's a 50-50 now. Do we like Gyökeres? We don't like Gyökeres? It's a 50-50, though. But let me start by the lineups of Man City. And let me just show you the lineup that started today for Man City. This is a strong lineup with Nathan Ake, Akanji, Matthias Nunes, Ilkay Gundogan, Grealish, treble winner Grealish. He has not scored since December 2023. We are in December in 4 days, people, and he hasn't scored a goal. A winger for Manchester City has not scored a goal. I think all over his career, he had 14 goals or 24 goals. All his career at Man City. How many years? 1, 2, 3. This is his 4th season, y'all. His 4th season. And he has scored 14 goals or 24 goals, whatever. Both are not good. But we're not here to talk about Jack Grealish because he's a mediocre player that is looking mediocre at the current moment, and he's mediocre. But the defensive fragility for this team, they conceded 16 goals in the last 7 games. That is more, which is, I saw that on Twitter, than Jose Mourinho's side, Chelsea, when they won the league, conceding only 15 goals in 38 games. That is not how you win titles, Pep. That's not how you win titles. And you look so stressed, my man. You look so stressed, my guy. It's ridiculous. It is horrendous. It is not good by Pep. It's not good by anyone. And he looks so stressed. It's unbelievable. I don't know if you have seen his picture. Have you seen? Bro, the guy needs mental help. He's scratching his head, scratching his nose. What is this? Someone get this guy help. And I'm being genuinely serious. There's no joking. I'm not joking. When you are that stressed, you need help. You need a break. You need to stop. They made fun of Jurgen Klopp for needing a break. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Man City fans made fun of Jurgen Klopp because he's tired. Look what the games and the stress has made this guy do. It's crazy. I feel bad for him. I feel bad for him. I feel bad for Pep Guardiola to go like this and to feel like this. Absolutely horrendous. You want to look at the run, my man. Look at the run. It started with Spurs, Bournemouth, Lisbon, Brighton, Spurs, Feyenoord. Winless run continues. As it says, that's in front of you. Winless run continues for Pep Guardiola. Is there a comeback? Let me tell you a couple of things he did wrong before we go to the Arsenal game. Number one thing, the guy, I think, lost the plot in terms of like managing the game. The reason why, he had 3-2 up last minute of the game, and he was still pressing, and his defensive line looked horrific and terrible. Looked absolutely terrible. High line, pressing. What are you doing? You just conceded 2 goals. Go a low block, defend deeper, and you just lost 2 points, and your confidence is shattered before you go to Liverpool on the weekend. The whole week, the rest of this week, we're going to be talking about how fragile Man City are. You're not doing yourself any favors. You could have been crude. Erling Haaland, to be honest, did his best. Scored the penalty, scored a wonderful goal, the third one. But yes, Nunes assisted the goal, looked to right. Philip Walter Foden, I said before, I'm not going to banter Philip Walter Foden. I'm not going to slag him off. He had, based on the standards we put for him, he had an okay game. An okay game. He wasn't shit. He wasn't good. He's just another guy on the pitch. He isn't. This is not the same Foden. The player of the year last season is the new Foden. So we have to treat Foden like this now. He's a good player, a cog in the machine. He's okay, can dribble, can shoot, can do a couple of things. He's just an okay. Connected his passes. He was just another guy on the pitch. Just another guy. We are not treating Foden to the standards of here. He's performing at a 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10. So he's okay. He's doing whatever. He's just another guy on the pitch. He's not a KDB. He's not that. He's not a Saka. He's not a Palmer. He's not these guys this season. And people have to accept it. Stop bantering Phil Foden. Stop holding him to that standard. Because when you hold Phil Foden to that standards, here you go. Performances come crashing like this. And talk about Josko Gvardiol again. Back-to-back mistakes in 2 games. The guy is knackered. The guy is tired. The guy mentally is fatigued, and it's very obvious in the games, and it's costing them. Injuries are costing Man City, but also Pep Guardiola insisting to play the same way, the same tactics with different players that don't suit the system. I'm looking at you, Pep, and I'm pointing at you, and I'm saying, you are letting the team down by insisting and persisting on playing the same way and being so stubborn. Change the way you play. At 3-0 up, you used to dominate games and walk the game to the finish line. You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy anymore. The team has injuries. You don't have Rodri. You don't have Kovacic. You don't have Diaz at the back. You have no leadership. Kevin De Bruyne is not fit to play 90 minutes. You need to make do with what you have now. Change the way you play. If there is anything to salvage, change the way you play. That is the reality. Now we go back to the good day, the Arsenal game. 5-1. Let me just say one thing. Bukayo Saka again in a Champions League game away from home shines and rises. He rises and shines. Everyone, oh, can you do it in the Champions League? Yes. He was man of the match for me. Looked scintillating. Looked amazing. Bukayo Saka. But the whole team, you can say that this is the Arsenal of last season. This is the Arsenal that smashed teams 3s and 4s and 5s at the end of last season. That is the brave team. This is the team that defended. This is the Gabriel and Saliba that defended last season. And I'm going to say this again and again and again. Today, in this game, Mikel Arteta trusted Gabriel and Saliba to defend Eucharist one-on-one, which was Arsenal of last season, trusting Gabriel and Saliba to defend in spaces. And that allowed the forwards to be higher on the pitch when the ball is received, to pin the opposition back, to play the fluid football up top, instead of having everyone tracking back and compact and let's drop deep. Of course, they dropped deep when they were up by 2-3 goals. Yes. But before that, from minute 1, Arsenal looked on top. Sporting Lisbon looked out of options and out of solutions. We're not going to look at the stats and Sporting Lisbon had more possession. Arsenal, were more, the majority of the game were up. It was a walk in the park. A brilliant header by Gabriel. What a header. This guy, by the way, this guy has been, over the past, let's say this, him and Saliba are very good when they are left to do their job. Let them defend. I'm asking Arteta, let the guys defend. Stop with the low block, the adaptation, go back, let's do this. Let's go all drop deep. Let the guys press up top, the Odegaards and the Sakas and the Martinellis and the Havertz and the Rice, and let Gabriel and Saliba sweep, defend. That is what they are best at. And that is what happened to the Eucharist. Non-existent. Had one shot or something like that. One shot. Otherwise, pocketed every single time the ball was played to him. Saliba and Gabriel completely. It's not only that they fouled him or they put the ball to they intercepted the ball. They dispossessed the guy. Today, they made him look so mediocre. Today, Eucharist. But again, they were phenomenal and magnificent. And also, Martin Odegaard today, another game where Martin Odegaard look amazing on the ball, off the ball, the spaces, the angles, the first touches. And I'm going to tell you why Martin Odegaard is so crucial to that midfield. Because he receives the ball in tight spaces. His first touch is magnificent. That allows him to see the whole pitch and pick the right pass. That talent, that thing in football, the way you receive the ball, your first touch and opening your body makes football easier, but it's very hard skill to master. And Martin Odegaard is a king in this. He's amazing in it. Receiving the ball and picking the right pass because he plays 2 touch, sometimes 1 touch. It's like the first touch is that, bam, it's outside, away from a foot. Second touch is a pass, open angles. That is what he does. He was amazing. It's fun to watch Martin Odegaard. He doesn't have to get on the score sheet. He doesn't have to be the guy that score goals, but he's so influential to the game that you can tell he's affecting the game. He was amazing. Martin Odegaard today, fantastic. And Jurrien Timber, oh boy, Jurrien Timber on the right side, he looked fantastic. A lot of people want to say, but Sporting Lisbon were bad. No, Arsenal were amazing. They were fantastic. They were scintillating, to be honest. And can they continue this form? That is what we're asking. Can this form continue? Can you go back to your best this early in the season? Can you go on a winning streak? We're yet to see. Not gonna judge them after 2 games. I'm gonna wait for the West Ham game this weekend. It's not an easy game, but this weekend they go away to West Ham. It's a London derby, and we're gonna wait for it. But I think that they can do something this season. Can they win the league? I'm still gonna say Liverpool are 9 points. Until Liverpool fall off, I'm just gonna say that Liverpool are ahead now. Man City look completely done and out, and I don't know when are they gonna go back to their best. But Arsenal are chasing Liverpool. They need to win every game, though. The next 7-8 games, you win every game. And you hope that Liverpool might drop points. Newcastle, Everton, Man City, it doesn't look like it. But you hope that they drop points. And you're putting yourself in a very good place in the Champions League now, winning away at Sporting Lisbon. Next 3 games, I think they win 2. I think they qualify top 8. They don't play playoffs. That's what I think. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. Hit that like button if you haven't yet. Let me know in the comments. Long video, we're analyzing 2 games. And before we go on and finish this video, let me just see that Arteta said that's what we need. You need the consistency if you want to be challenging for big things. You have to be so consistent and win again. Today was a very difficult game, but we adapted really well. And let's move on now. He's talking about they need to keep consistently the same way they play. And it's on him. It is on him to keep the same way of playing, to continue play the same way. I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, you have the tools, just keep the players fit, rotate, do your thing. I think Arsenal will be all right. If they keep going like this, if he goes back. For some reason, he lost his head in the beginning of the season. He lost his mind, but he's back to his senses now. Let's see what happens this weekend against West Ham. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about Eucharist, about Man City and the situation. And I will see you guys in the next live. And we're out of here, people.